My client Peter made 40,000 in just 1 month after I taught him the same subconscious technique that turned my yearly income into a monthly income within 5 months. Now, as a certified Proctor Gallagher consultant, mentored by Bob Proctor and ranked in the top 1% of his consultants worldwide, I'm going to show you step by step how to stop your subconscious mind from resisting change so you can finally move forward. You see, most people don't actually realize that the subconscious mind isn't against them. It's just protecting them. Now, that resistance that you feel when you're trying to change something in your life, it's not a sign that you're broken. It's just a sign that your mind is actually doing its job correctly. But the same mechanism that protects you from danger, it's also the same thing that keeps you locked inside the same results year after year. You know, my client Peter had been studying personal development since the 1990s. I mean, that was before I was born. So he'd read the books, he attended the seminars, and he listened to every tape under the sun. But after decades of studying this material, he was still stuck in a business that no longer excited him. His mind had formed a pattern, and every time he thought about walking away and scaling in a new direction, something inside of him would tighten up and he'd feel anxious and uncertain, even guilty at times for wanting more. What that is subconscious resistance, okay? So when Peter joined Thinking into Results, the first thing we did was help his subconscious mind accept a new idea. So picture this using the stick person figure, okay? This big circle represents your mind. Top half is your conscious, bottom half is your subconscious, and let this represent your body, and that's what your actions flow from. So every new idea that enters your subconscious mind first, it's logical, okay? It's something that you think about, talk about, get excited about, but your subconscious, which is the emotional part of you, it doesn't accept new information because it sounds good. It only accepts what is familiar to it. This is important to understand as well because when you try and install a new goal, your conscious mind might be saying, I'm ready to double my income, but your subconscious mind is quietly saying, that's not who we are, and this feels very unsafe. It's like trying to plant a seed on frozen ground. Okay, you can repeat an affirmation all you want, but until you soften the soil, until your subconscious is emotionally open to that new idea, then nothing's gonna grow. So Peter's subconscious mind had been programmed for struggle. So he believed that business had to be a grind, business had to be hard. And as long as that belief sat in the subconscious, every new idea about ease, about flow and expansion, it was just automatically rejected. But once he began to emotionally accept that business could be easy and business could be profitable, boom, like that, everything changed for him. He closed down his old business, started a new one, which was aligned with his passion. And in that first month, he made £20,000. And he literally just messaged me a few weeks ago to let me know that he hit his goal of 40,000 a month. Not because he worked harder, by the way, but because his subconscious finally stopped resisting the new idea. And I want to help you. So here's exactly how you can do it for yourself, okay? Step one, I want you to become aware of the moment that your subconscious mind says no. So when you catch yourself hesitating, procrastinating, or rationalizing why something won't work, just pause because that's your old paradigm speaking, okay? Awareness is the key. That's really the first step to change. Now, I don't want you to fight it, just notice it because recognition separates you from the pattern. Now, the subconscious doesn't resist because it's stubborn, by the way. The real reason why it resists is because comfort feels safe. So think of a thermostat. If the temperature in the home drops, then the system automatically kicks in to restore the setting. Well, your subconscious mind does the exact same thing with your results. It literally has a set point for your income, your relationships, and your health. And whenever you start moving beyond that, it always pulls you back to what's familiar. And this is why so many people experience short bursts of success and then fall right back. Now, it's not bad luck, it's not inconsistency, it's the subconscious restoring equilibrium. You know, I remember when I first started studying with Bob, I'd gone from making 15K a year to 18K a month within 5 months. But before that breakthrough, believe you me, my old paradigm was trying to drag me back. I'd set new goals, I'd feel inspired, and then I'd find myself overworking, I'd be second guessing myself, and I'd start sabotaging simple opportunities. So my conscious mind was screaming, Joel, go forward, but my subconscious was whispering, slow down, this feels really unsafe. And that's the tug of war that you, me, and everyone else experiences. But you can't win it through logic or willpower, okay? You win it by re educating the subconscious until the new normal feels safe. Imagine stretching a rubber band. You know, the more you pull it, the more resistance you feel, right? But if you keep holding that stretch and you don't snap it back, then the rubber band gradually expands. And that's how your mind works. Every time that you hold yourself in a new vibration long enough, your subconscious mind, it starts to adapt. But most people don't hold the stretch long enough. They get close to the breakthrough, the discomfort kicks in, and then they retreat. They think they've failed, but all they've done is hit the edge of their comfort zone, and nothing great was ever accomplished in the comfort zone. Step two is to stretch yourself daily. So take one small, emotionally charged action that proves that growth is safe. It could be a conversation, a new routine, a decision that feels slightly uncomfortable, but it's aligned with the person that you want to be. When you do this, you're teaching your subconscious that expansion doesn't mean danger. Okay, over time, comfort expands with you. Now, I want you to think of training your mind the same way you train a muscle. Okay, when you go to the gym, your muscle resists the movement, right? That resistance isn't failure though. What it is feedback that you're growing. Now, the first few times that you go to the gym, the sessions are going to be probably uncomfortable and painful, but over time, the same weight that once felt impossible becomes easy for you to lift. And that's how your subconscious mind works. So when you set a new goal, it's like adding more weight to the bar. At first, you're going to feel that internal tension, that doubt, that fear, that procrastination. But that's just adaptation. If you quit every time it feels heavy, you're never going to build strength. But I'm telling you right now, if you persist, if you keep visualizing, studying, and emotionally connecting with your new reality, your mind is going to begin to rewire itself. This is law. Now, the difference between those who transform and those that stay stuck, it's not just awareness, it's conditioning, okay? Awareness is conscious, transformation is subconscious. And that's why repeating affirmations without emotion don't work. That's like moving your arms at the gym with no weight. No resistance equals no growth. But when you feel the words, when you imagine the results so vividly that it feels real, that's when the subconscious mind begins to accept it. Step three is to emotionally rehearse. So each morning before you touch your phone, just close your eyes and feel gratitude as if your goal has already happened. Okay, and I don't mean a quick thank you, but a full body feeling. I want you to imagine what you'd see, who you'd call, how you'd move, and do that for 5 minutes a day. And you're training your subconscious to expect that reality. And we attract what we expect. Okay, we're not supposed to force the subconscious mind though. We're supposed to educate it. So you teach it that growth is safe and you train it through repetition and feeling, and eventually what once felt impossible becomes natural. And this works like magic. I've watched clients go from barely covering the bills to creating six-figure months. I've seen people walk away from careers that drained them and started businesses that fulfilled them. And I'm telling you, every single one of those transformations began when they stopped fighting resistance and started working with it. Stop treating your subconscious mind like it's your enemy. Really, it's your most loyal protector. It just needs new instructions. So now you know how to stop your subconscious from resisting. But if you just sit there visualizing all day, thinking that more money is just going to fall in your lap, it won't. So watch this next video where I show you a simple process that will shift your results without having to visualize for hours on end.